So you've worked with brands like Alicia Keys and the White House. Do you have some concrete examples of how small businesses or even just very early startups have used social media marketing to grow their business?
Yeah, so I think one of the key things that a small business owner or a startup entrepreneur has to face is how do you acquire customers, right? And then once you've acquired customers, how do you retain them? So let's talk about two very important metrics of acquisition and retention. Now, in the past, the way that small businesses did this was most small businesses had a storefront. People would come into the store, you'd talk to your customers, you'd develop relationships with them, and they'd come back in the store the next day when they needed to buy something. Today, most of our businesses operate virtually. We're operating online, kind of like this speaker session. And we need to think differently about how we acquire and how we retain our customers. So one way to do it is through email. Email is really effective, right? And email has become very effective in the last 10 years. So almost every business right now has a mailing list. And they use software companies, sort of like Involver does today with social and Facebook, to manage their email lists. Well, in the context of social media, you have the opportunity to reach a lot of people and reach them in a way that's not necessarily one-to-one, but one-to-many, and also to their friends. That's a cool thing. For example, Facebook, you can communicate with a customer of yours, and you can also communicate to that customer's friends as well, right? And that's the power, what's really cool about social media. So one thing that we do is on Facebook, there's something called a fan page. Fan pages are awesome. Think about them like a website inside of Facebook. But what's really powerful about fan pages is that it's connected to the different viral or communication channels inside of Facebook. So when people become a fan of my page, number one, I can communicate directly to them in their newsfeed. That is really awesome because I can send messages to them regularly, and they're always coming back to Facebook every single day, and they're always message. But on top of that, when they engage with me, when they engage with my applications on Facebook, their friends also hear about it too. So the effect actually multiplies. So when you think about Involver's own fan page, we had a couple of thousand fans about 8 months ago. Today we have almost 14,000 fans. And we have been able to do that because every time someone interacts with our fan page on Facebook, they end up telling their friends about it, and that's how they find us. Eventually, it creates a very, very efficient way for an entrepreneur to acquire customers, but also to retain them.